Shri Conrad K. Sangma in absentia, and the other dignitaries, which include the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Shri Praston Tinsong, the Honorable Speaker Meghalaya Legislative Assembly Shri Metba Lingdo, and the respected Chief Secretary Government of Meghalaya Srimati Rebecca Suchiang in our midst. Thank you to the artists. You may be seated, please. This is to inform you that the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, is unable to join the celebration physically as he is isolating himself as per COVID protocols. He is joining these celebrations remotely from his residence at Polo Hills. We miss your physical presence, sir. Considering that this is a special occasion, it would be most appropriate to see the persons at the helm of the state of affairs showcase the pride of belonging to this beautiful state of Meghalaya by donning the traditional attires of the people. I call upon the ushers to kindly present the traditional attires to the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Shri Praston Tinsong and the Honorable Speaker Meghalaya Legislative Assembly Shri Metba Lingdo. And with this symbolic gesture, let us begin today's program with the lighting of the lamp by the Deputy Chief Minister and the other dignitaries present to mark the auspicious start of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the stage. May I now call on stage the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Shri Praston Tinsong, the Honorable Speaker, Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, Shri Metba Lingdo, and the respected Chief Secretary, Government of Meghalaya, Srimati Rebecca Suchiang, to kindly do the honors. Can we have a round of applause, please? Thank you, sirs. Thank you, madam, for setting off the program to an auspicious start. As a further gesture of welcome, we will now felicitate the dignitaries present in our midst. May I now request the Secretary and Director, DIPR, Government of Meghalaya, Srimati Matsyodor War Nongbri, to kindly felicitate the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Preston Tinsong, with a garo coat, a rindia stole, box of spices, a bouquet, and a memento representing the essence of Meghalaya. May I once again have the honor of requesting the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Preston Tinsong, sir, to kindly come up to the dais. We also extend this warm felicitation to the Honorable Speaker, Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, Shri Metba Lingdor, and the respective Chief Secretary, Government of Meghalaya, Srimati Rebecca Vanessa Suchyang, who I would also like to humbly extend the invitation to kindly join the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister on the dais. Simultaneously, we are also extending a warm gesture of welcome to all the dignitaries present in our midst by felicitating them with a rindia stole. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, madam. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to celebrate and bear witness to this historic day in which our beloved state turns 50 years. We have come a long way, overcome many challenges, and we now stride confidently into our 50th year of statehood. It is a golden Jubilee celebration in which we look back with pride on the 50 milestones, introspect, and renew our dedication to the service of the state and nation as a whole. Such occasions as today also serve to remind us of the ideals on which this state was founded and how these ideals can be best aligned with the needs of the present generation. Now, to begin this official program, it is an honor to invite the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Shri Preston Tinsong, to kindly deliver the welcome address, sir.
Good morning, friends. At every outset, I extend my warm greetings to the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad Sangma, who is joining us visually, the Honorable Speaker, Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, Leader of Opposition, Dr. Mukul Sangma, my cabinet colleagues, distinguished leaders, officers, dignitaries, invitees, and our friends from the media. It is indeed my pleasure to be a part of this momentous occasion, wherein we celebrate the 50th Statehood Day of Meghalaya, and at the same time may I express my sincere greetings to the people of the state on this joyous occasion. Today is a red letter day in the history of our beautiful state, Meghalaya, for it was exactly 50 years ago, just beyond these stadium walls, about 400 meters away, the then Prime Minister Srimati Indira Gandhi, erstwhile Chief Minister William Son A. Sangma, Governor B.K. Nehru, Professor Gigi Swell, and other dignitaries stood on stage to address the thousands that had gathered in this ground. 50 years ago, Meghalaya became the 21st state of the Indian Union. Under the slogan, "No Hill State, No Rest," the Hill State movement was fought through non-violent means. The perseverance of our visionary leaders and volunteers of the movement ensured the recognition and the preservation of our rich history, our culture and traditions, which not only do we hold dear, but which has also helped give direction and shape to the Meghalaya we know today. At this time, I would also like to pay homage to the different groups, organizations, and political parties who were instrumental in voicing the concerns of the people in those years. I pay homage to the Khasi National Darbar and its members, the Federation of Khasi States, the erstwhile EITU or East India Tribal Union, the erstwhile Garo National Conference, the Khasi Jantia Federated States National Conference, the Hill State People's Democratic Party, and last but not the least, we salute the 1970s political party of All Party Hills Leaders Conference. As we step into the Golden Jubilee year of Meghalaya, and as we celebrate this milestone achievement, I take this opportunity to remind all of us that we live in a beautiful state blessed with natural beauty and rich in resources, both natural and human. The 50th year's journey of our state has certainly been eventful. The state has recorded many achievements, be it in the field of industry, agriculture, health, tourism, education, and infrastructure. But there is so much more to do and so much more to achieve. Today, as we gather in these historic grounds to celebrate 50th years of Meghalaya, I am pleased and honored to welcome the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Conrad Sangma, whose able leadership and guidance has helped give shape to the meaningful celebration of the Golden Jubilee year of our state, and with his vision, take the state forward here on. I also extend a warm welcome to the Honorable Speaker, Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, Leader of Opposition, Dr. Mukul Sangma, my colleague MLAs, MDCs, and the senior government officers, ably led by the Chief Secretary, Srimati Rebecca V. Sushyang. I also accord a warm welcome to all the dignitaries, invitees, participants, and members of the press fraternity present here this morning. As you might be aware, to honor and celebrate the 50th glorious years, the Hill State leaders and the countless volunteers of Meghalaya Hill State movement, the government of Meghalaya is organizing various activities in the coming months with the aim of generating mass awareness on the history and significance of the statehood movement. Furthermore, a number of projects will be integrated and dedicated to the people of the state. These are the opportunities for shaping a brighter tomorrow and reaffirming our collective endeavor to strive for a peaceful, progressive, and vibrant Meghalaya. Before I resume my seat once again, welcome on one and all to the 50th Statehood Day celebration, and I look forward to a meaningful celebration throughout the year. Thank you, Jubilee, Mitela, Jai Hind.
The Directorate of Information and Public Relations, Government of Meghalaya, proudly presents a short film looking at the events that took place that led to the formation of the state of Meghalaya. As Meghalaya celebrates its 50th year of statehood, we remember the conviction of our forefathers who fought so that our voices may be heard, our identity is acknowledged, and that we may exist freely, having control over our own future. Their fight was solemn, their victory indeed joyous. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the airing of the documentary on statehood movement by the Directorate of Information and Public Relations, Government of Meghalaya.
How does one narrate the story of the making of Meghalaya? Where does one begin? Do we begin with values of self-governance that the communities indigenous to these hills have lived with for aeons?
What is culture? Does it mean dress or eating and drinking? If it means eating and drinking or ways of living, the hill tribes can claim that they have a better system than some of the people of the plains. I think the latter must rise up to their standard. Among the tribesmen, there is no difference between caste and class. Even the rajas and chiefs work in the fields together with their neighbors. They eat together. Is that practiced in the plains? So, that is the culture of the hill tribes. India should rise to that feeling or idea of equality and real democracy which the tribal people have.
We inhabited these hills in our own patchwork of independent polities, with our own culture, tradition and laws. For a major part of British rule, the tribal areas of the Northeast were part of the larger East Bengal and Assam administrative divisions, and yet the British colonial disruption of our autonomies could not erase our identities and political desires. Indian independence brought its own anxieties for the hill communities. The fear of being overwhelmed, unheard and unrepresented. What would our position within India look like? Rather than accept the post-colonial arrangements as a given, we articulated multiple visions about our future. On one hand, there was the guarantee carried within the 6th schedule of the Constitution, which established autonomous districts within the larger province of Assam. On the other hand, a separate hill state. The debates were fiercely and democratically articulated. Protests, argumentation, newer organizations, newer visions. Captain W.A. Sangma convened a meeting at Shillong in June 1954 and gave a rousing speech.
Abrini adoko Jongdongpa tribal zatrangna wamangni dingtaman chagpa jatongani kusiko arrakbeorangko pengani aru chelchakani mamung chorang dongja warangko mangrakir pengna nang nekanian tribal mande sakantini kaok seniongwa uniman mekangchina kenchakani genang yako na mereki uyoba jingni asamis jong adarang antangtangni gisikko dengtangat naman jaude hill state ko rakke dabinagre kepen chodongja maina uachisan mangmang jengat jengni tribal onganiko kusikko arak beorangko tepeng naman gen.
But why demand a state? Why carve out the hills from Assam? If you ask the indigenous leaders, they would have said for the protection of land, identity and history. They saw the larger cultural community trying to impose Assamese as an official language on the tribal areas in 1960. They found an inequitable distribution of development and already a disregard for traditional land use and customs. It seemed that people who were larger in numbers could ignore the numerically small. Maybe the story can be about the newer alliances which came into being against the hegemonic Assamese language bill. These alliances demanded the reorganization of Assam in a way that allows tribal people to gain control over their resources and land. They began with the usual democratic tools of memorandums and meetings with the central government. But finding apathy in Delhi, the APHLC began the non-violent direct action, whose volunteers were responsible for organizing non-violent protests that took place outside the Assam Secretariat in Shillong and other places as well. Singing their songs and vocalizing their slogans of a hill state, this people's movement was historic, highly popular and peaceful.
Roses around the frontier on the hills above the bay. We will bloom in our cause.
So is the story then about mass mobilization, people's participation, and the refashioning of the ideas of a constitutional democracy?
Visions of the state to be in the land so fair
of Meghalaya was granted to the
This people's struggle tasted its first real victory. On the morning of 11 September 1968, the Union government announced the creation of an autonomous state for the hill areas.
100,000 people come to the inaugural celebrations of the new state. The governor, B.K. Nehru, told the state legislative assembly, "Seldom have such far-reaching constitutional changes been brought about with so much goodwill and understanding." Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi flew in from New Delhi for the celebrations. Captain Williamson Sangma, Chief Minister of Meghalaya, gives the inaugural address.
I would also like to thank the members of Parliament and the political leaders at the center and in Assam who made it possible for the reorganization.
Autonomous merely in name, because the state would still be within the administrative confines of Assam. Although the APHLC agreed to consider it, there were others like late Ba Hoppingstone Lingdor, and yes, several sections of the public who were wary of this. In October 1969, more agitations were held in the front of Assam Secretariat in Shillong. Once the people have found their democratic desires, nothing can challenge their destiny.
Meghalaya! No instead!
Tura, the beautiful district, headquarters of the Garo Hills. The new state of Meghalaya holds its first legislative assembly meeting here. The council has 38 members with Professor Radham Singh Lingdo as the speaker.
On 15 December 1969, the Union government announced the Assam Reorganization Meghalaya Bill that gave the hill state full statehood. In 1971, the Northeast Reorganization Act came into fruition, whereby Meghalaya became a full-fledged state. It received the assent of the President on the 30th December 1971. A hill state called Meghalaya was born. Inaugurated on 21st January 1972 by Mrs. Indira Gandhi, Meghalaya was now free to chart its own independent course within the Indian Union.
Meghalaya and Manipur go to the polls for the first time as full-fledged states. In Manipur, combined opposition parties gain majority. The Congress emerges the largest single party. In Meghalaya, the ruling all-party Hill Leaders Conference has bagged the largest number of seats.
So how do we narrate the story of Meghalaya?
Once again elects Captain Williamson Sangma.
Where do we begin?
The ministry is formed by the all-party Hill Leaders
Do
Conference.
we begin with our uncharted future?
Thank you to the Directorate of Information and Public Relations for taking us through to the events that gave us reasons to celebrate our day today. We shall now move on to a docudrama. Meghalaya at 50, Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow is a docudrama based on the glorious past and the then struggle for the statehood and today and a walk ahead. The show will go also to showcase the diverse communities of Meghalaya and a medley with achievers on stage. The docudrama is a presentation of the Department of Art and Culture, Government of Meghalaya, in association with ICCR Shillong. Concept and direction by Shri Munish Singh.
Meghalaya, Alaya or abode, and Megha, of the clouds, occupies a mountainous plateau of great scenic beauty. Meghalaya is the homeland of three ancient hill communities, the Khasis, the Garos, and the Jaintias. From the wettest city of the world to enchanting landscapes, Meghalaya is a mesmerizing place, an opportunity to maneuver between the clouds. A tradition that binds all three tribes together is the matrilineal system, A matrilineal system is where the family lineage is from the maternal side. Situated in the northeastern part of the country, Meghalaya covers an area of 22,429 square kilometers, which is 0.68% of the geographical area of the country. Meghalaya is bordered by Assam in the north and east and shares an international boundary with Bangladesh in the south and west. When the Indian Constitution came into force on January 26, 1950, 6 regions, the United Khasi Jaintia,
Hoi, 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 hoi. Hoi, kêu. Hoi, kêu. Ublay nong thao nyang, ublay nong thao nyang, nang kar khu nang kar do. Riti kan ye kan sang hap lek upat khasi baro. Hoi, kêu. Hoi, kêu. Ngin ket ta tri ong man ye ya kiram tong ya la dastur riti ban pene kumba kilong hoi kyu ublay nong thau nyang nang kar khu nang kar do riti kan e kan seng hap leng upat khasi baro hoi kyu hoi kyu hoi kyu.
This culture, does it mean dress or eating and drinking? If it means eating and drinking or ways of living, the hill tribes can claim that they have a better system than some of the people of the plains. I think the latter must rise up to the standard. Among the tribesmen, there's no difference between class and class. Even the rajas and chiefs walk in the fields together with their laborers. They eat together. Is that practiced in the plains? So that is culture of the hill tribes. India should rise to that feeling or idea of equality and real democracy which the tribal people have. They should not, for a second, think that these people should give up their democracy and equality and be swallowed up by another culture.
Meghalaya.
We have to preserve our identity. Yes, we have our own distinct identity.
We cannot be carried away by a foreign culture. We have to safeguard our own culture.
Yes, we stand by his state movement. No state, no rest. No state, no rest. No state, no rest.
Rabiana umangdi kadong ode chaba. Oh we angachu ambisa. Oh we takana kaana anda kisa. Achu Chipak chabau de melam sepir brape manghe matayana. Oh we angachu ambisa. Oh we takana kaana anda kisa. Oh we angachu ambisa. Oh we takana kaana anda kisa. Oh we angachu ambisa. Oh we angachu ambisa. Oh we angachu ambisa. Oh we angachu ambisa.
There is no adequate safeguard for preservation of the identity, racial, language and culture of the Hills people. Matters which are very dear to every Hillsman. The future of the Hills people is at stake. If the attitude of our Assamese brothers continues, there will be no other alternative for the Hills people but only to go all out for a separate hill state, which will enable us to preserve our racial identity, language and culture. We demand for a separate hill state. No hill state, no rest.
Demand for a separate hill state, the APHLC decided to launch the Non-Violent Direct Action (NVDA) on 31st March 1963. This step was highly significant as it made the hill state movement a mass-based movement. The general public became directly involved in the movement by the way of their association as NVDA volunteers. The APHLC always believed strongly in the Gandhian practice of non-violent agitation and satyagraha. The basic objective of the APHLC was to utilize the state machinery for the social, economic and political goals of the people. It is noteworthy to mention here that the APHLC suspended the movement during the Chinese aggression towards the Indian state in 1962. The decision was taken by the APHLC leadership to lend full support in its efforts to meet the external danger as long as the real state of emergency continued. This exemplified the nature of the Hill State movement. As the movement progressed, the government of India found itself a prisoner of indecision. Finally, on the 10th of September 1968, NVDA volunteers, dressed in their green-capped uniforms, picketed the Assam Civil Secretariat in Shillong. Similar scenes took place in Tura and Jowai. When the Indian
Hill State Movement! Hill State Movement! Hill State Movement! Non-violent direct action! Non-violent direct action! Non-violent direct action! Must follow the concept of Gandhian non-violent movement agitation.
Now, I call upon one of the NVDA volunteers to come and show us or demonstrate how to defend ourselves from lathi charge in order to stay non-violent.
Listen up, everyone. No matter what happens, stay non-violent. Even if they come and attack you forcefully, don't fight back. But instead, always stay protected with both of your arms like this. All right? Now, can you come and help me? Now watch this carefully. This is how you should protect yourself by staying non-violent. All right? Next. Perfect. Next. What you did over there was wrong. You need both of your arms, all right? Do it again. Perfect. Next. Hey, what are you doing, man? I told you to stay non-violent, all right? Just protect yourself. That's it. Do it again. Yes. All right. Next. Hey, what are you doing? Relax, okay? Just protect yourself, both of your arms, all right? Do it again. Yes. Perfect.
Friends, let's go ahead.
No Hill State.
No rest. No Hill State. No rest.
No Hill State.
No rest.
Non-violent direct action.
Non-violent direct action. Non-violent direct action.
On 11 September 1968, the Government of India announced its decision to create an autonomous hill state for Khasi, Jaintia and Garo districts. The autonomous hill district was inaugurated by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi at Shillong. 7 months after the inauguration of the hill state, Indira Gandhi announced on 10th November 1970 in the Lok Sabha that Meghalaya would be raised to the status of full-fledged state. Thus, Meghalaya was established as a full-fledged state on 21st January 1972.
good news for all of us. Wait. The news is we have our own state, Meghalaya, now. Listen. Let's go to Madan Polo.
Hey, how do I look?
Wow, you look great. How about my earrings? Are they going well with my dress?
Yes, nice. So crowded here.
Of course, because the first Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Captain Williamson Sangma, is going to give his Maidan speech.
Hey, I could see even the Honorable Prime Minister on the dais.
Yes, you are right. Even I can see the Honorable Prime Minister on the dais. Let's go listen to the speech closer. Come.
100,000 people come to the inaugural celebrations of the new state. The governor, B.K. Nehru, told the State Legislative Assembly, seldom have such far-reaching constitutional changes been brought about with so much goodwill and understanding. Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi flew in from New Delhi for the celebrations. Captain Williamson Sangma, the Chief Minister of Meghalaya, gives the inaugural address.
I would also like to thank the members of Parliament and the political leaders at the center and in Assam who made it possible for the reorganization act to be passed in record time. I am convinced that given goodwill and a spirit of cooperation on all sides, we can set an example for the rest of the country. Madam, once again, I thank you and a distinguished guest in our midst. On behalf of the people of Meghalaya, Jai Hind.
The state of Meghalaya, formed on 21st January 1972, is a state of fascinating socio-cultural significance. Its heritage can be traced from the prehistoric times of Stone Age up to the present Meghalayan age. 50 years in the life of a state and its achievements is but a drop in the vast ocean of possibilities. The last 50 years has laid the path to greater success, and the youth of today from the state have so often made their place under the sun, promising to take the state of Meghalaya to greater achievements, aspirations, and hope for a beautiful tomorrow. Meghalaya at 50 stands at the threshold of a modern, vibrant, technologically advanced society, leading the path and laying examples for many to emulate. For the state of Meghalaya, the sun has only begun to rise.
a shining frontier.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to mention some of our renowned artists of the state. First, please clap your hands together for Regina Lamo. She is a famous Khasi actress. Next up we have Sir Benedict Skemlang Nyota. He is a famous visual artist and musician. We also have Golden Star Suchang, the famous Khasi Janja actor. We also have with us Wansuk Murthong. She is a mountaineer and an Everester. And last but not the least, please put your hands together for Melvin Jude Mukem. He is a very well-known Khasi actor who has also won the national award. Can we have a big round of applause once again for all the different artists?
Thank you so much to the Department of Arts and Culture, Government of Meghalaya, for that amazing docudrama. This was in association with ICCR, Shillong. Concept and direction by Shri Munish Singh. Thank you so much once again.
Before we launch the documentation on 50 years of Meghalaya, I would like to brief the gathering on the history of the project. It was in September of 2019 that a task force was set up for the preparation of a book to commemorate 50 years of statehood of Meghalaya under the aegis of the Education Department. The task force was chaired by Professor David Seimde, co-chaired by Dr. Charles Reuben Lingdor and Sri D.P. Watlang, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary to the Government of Meghalaya as the Member Secretary. The task force also included many luminaries in the field of academics, professionals and bureaucrats who were tasked with the daunting responsibility of rendering into a book the various aspects, historical, social, economic, cultural, political and also the achievements of the state of Meghalaya. It is a glorious tribute to the 50-year journey of Meghalaya, and may I now have the honor to invite the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Meghalaya, Shri Presto Untansong, to release the documentation on 50 years of Meghalaya. Sir, if you would please. I would also like to call upon the members of the task force for the release of the book. Shri D.P. Watlang, Member Secretary Task Force, Dr. W. Kharluki, Member of Parliament, Member of Task Force, Shri C.V.T. Dingdo, Member, Dr. Reuben C. Lingdor, Co-Chairman, Dr. E.K. Malkheo, Nodal Officer. May I also have the honor of inviting the respected Chief Secretary to the Government of Meghalaya, Srimati Rebecca Vanessa Suchang, to join the dignitaries on the dais. I would also like to have this privilege of inviting the Honorable Speaker, Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, Shri Metba Lingdor, to join the other dignitaries on the dais, sir. we would also like to extend this humble invitation to the Honorable Leader of Opposition, Dr. Mukul Sangma, to kindly join all the other luminaries and dignitaries on the dais. Sir, if you would please. Can we support with a round of applause, please? This is for kind information of the gathering that the copies of the coffee table book will be sent to the respective offices of all the entities and the officers concerned. Thank you to all the dignitaries on the dais. The approved Meghalaya emblem is a distilled amalgamation that reflects the state's incredibly beautiful natural wealth and its singularly vibrant and unique culture. The emblem highlights the state's intrinsic deep-rootedness in nature and the inherent cultural connectedness of its three main indigenous hill tribes, the Khasis, Garos, and Jaintias, who are culturally distinct yet inextricably bound by the matrilineal social culture. The key highlights of the state emblem are the Government of Meghalaya semicircular text arrangement, Meghalaya as the abode of clouds, the horizontal visual elements representing the Maukanthe in the Khasi philosophy, denoting the prevailing unique matrilineal social structure, representation of the three hills of the state of Meghalaya, the Garo, Khasi, and the Jaintia hills, providing a visual feel of the letter M. The erection of monoliths is an intrinsic cultural ethos of the Khasi Jaintia community for commemorating a significant event. And the embedded is befitting the symbol to mark Meghalaya's 50th year of statehood. The enclosure at the bottom end of the emblem is in the shape of a semicircular ring, inspired from a simplified form of the traditional Garo Rikatok necklace and the elegant Khasi Jaintia Paila jewelry set piece, the Kundrik Siar. The horizontal visual element represents the Wangala drum of the Garo tribe, played at important festivals to mark the end of a period of toil and yield the fruit of labor. This concept is employed to symbolize an aspiration towards achieving progress and development in the state. Its vibrant drum beats also inspires collective efforts of the state to strive for excellence since its formation in 1972, right up to Meghalaya at 50 and beyond, reminding us all to appreciate the past, celebrate the present, and inspire the future through a single heartbeat for a beloved land of Meghalaya. May I now have the honor of inviting the Honorable Speaker, Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, Shri Metba Lingdo, to launch the state emblem. Commemorative stamps are issued to commemorate important events and are only available at the Philately Bureau and printed in limited quantities by the printing press at Hyderabad under the Government of India. Today, on the occasion of 50 years of statehood, to commemorate this auspicious day, the Government of Meghalaya, in collaboration with the Department of Posts, Government of India, is going to inaugurate the commemorative stamp on the 50 years of the state of Meghalaya. May I now have the honor of inviting the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Preston Tinsong, in the presence of Shri Amitabh Kharkwal, the Chief Postmaster General, Northeast Circle, Shillong, to release this commemorative stamp. Can we have a round of applause, please? Thank you, sirs. In an effort to lay out an economically and ecologically sustainable smart approach to ease the congestion issue in the Shillong city, the Government of Meghalaya approved the much anticipated and bold initiative to lay out a green city which would soon be a destination for work rich in tradition, art, tribal wisdom, yet modern and forward-looking in the new administrative township. We now have the privilege of having the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Preston Tinsong, virtually unveiling the plaque of the foundation stone for the new administrative township at Maupadang, Maukhanu. Sir, if you could kindly do the honors. Thank you, sir.
Dear friends, we also have a simulated version of the new township. This is the 3D presentation of the proposed new administrative Shillong Township.
As is the tradition, on every Meghalaya Day celebration, we honor the achievements of those individuals who have contributed and excelled in the field of arts and literature, social service, and sports. These individuals will be conferred with the U Tirot Singh Award for Excellence in Arts and Literature, the Path Hogan N. Sangma Award for Exemplary Social Service, and the U Kyang Nongba Award for Excellence in the field of sports. This year, we have the U Tirot Singh Award conferred to Sri Benedict Skemlang Nyauta, the Path Hogan N. Sangma Award conferred to Father Charles C. Sangma, and the U Kyang Nongba Award conferred to Sri Halan Nongtadu.
Sri Benedict Skemlang Nyota has participated at the International Arts Project India 97 organized by Riti Academy of Visual Arts, Shillong in Arti and Design, Dusseldorf, Germany 1999, and Tho Shun, a group exhibition by artists from northeastern states of India, and Art Club Bangladesh, Dhaka in 2007. He has been awarded as the Artist of the Year, NETV People's Choice Award 2005, the Avenues Youth Icon Award 2012, the Vocational Excellence Award 2013. He was also awarded and felicitated by the Ramakrishna Mission, Shillong, in appreciation and recognition of his contribution in the field of art and culture on the 27th of April 2018. Therefore, in recognition of his outstanding achievement and valuable contributions as an artist in the field of visual arts in the state in particular and the country in general, the government of Meghalaya is pleased to confer upon him on the occasion of Meghalaya Day 2022 the U Tirot Singh Award for Art and Literature.
Father Charles C.H. Sangma served as the headmaster of Don Bosco School, Tura since 1994 and has taken many initiatives to bring about progress and development in the school. He was also Assistant State Commissioner of Scouts in Meghalaya Bharat Scouts and Guides and a member of various committees and organizations. He received an award during 2002 for his meritorious service in the Scouts and Guides movement in Meghalaya. He was conferred with the Bharat Jyoti Award in 2003 by the Indian International Friendship Society for meritorious accomplishments in diverse fields of activities. In one exemplary act, Father Charles C.H. Sangma was able to save one girl guide from drowning when she slipped and fell into the river on 6/12/2003. The district administration, in appreciation of his bravery and successful attempt in rendering assistance to save this precious life, conferred upon him a special award on the 58th Independence Day celebration of 2005. Therefore, in recognition of his outstanding contribution and selfless social service towards the people of the state in particular and the country in general, the government of Meghalaya is pleased to confer upon him on the occasion of Meghalaya Day 2022 the Path Hogan N. Sangma Award for Social Services.
For the U Kyang Nongba Award 2022, we have Sri Halan Nongtadu has represented the country for the India U15 team at the Trento del Nazioni in Italy during March 2019. He was part of the India U15 team that won the SAFF Cup Under 15 Championship held at Kalyani during August 2019. He was selected to be part of the Indian football team in the Under 16 category, the national football team for the AFU Under 16 Championship scheduled to be held in Bahrain, and the India Under 16 team exposure trips to Thailand, Slovenia, Turkey and UAE. We kindly request these three awardees to kindly come forward. Sri Benedict Skemlang, Sri Halan Nongtadu, and Father Charles C.H. Sangma.
I would like to request the recipients to approach the stage as their names are called out. May I now have the honor of requesting the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Prasthontan Song, to kindly confer the awards, sir. The Utirot Singh Award is conferred to Shri Benedict Skemlang Nyota. The Proud Hogan M. Sangma Award is conferred to Father Charles C. Sangma. The U Kyang Nongpa Award conferred to Shri Halan Nomtudu in absentia will be received by the Honorable Local MLA Shri Permenshela on his behalf. I would also like to humbly request the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, sir, to kindly give away the Meghalaya Day Excellence Awards to the names that are being called out. The recipients are requested to kindly approach the stage as your names are called out. The Meghalaya Day Excellence Award is given to the employees of the government of Meghalaya to acknowledge the success which is given by them on the basis of their devotion to duty and the selfless service of those officers and members of the staff, the efforts and sacrifices of all of them, which has been lauded by the personnel department. The recipients are as follows: Shri Makbul Lingdo Suyam, Agriculture Information Officer and OSD, Directorate of Food Processing, Directorate of Agriculture. Shri Indra Singh CMD, Registrar, Directorate of Soil and Water Conservation. Shri Clifton Diengdo, Undersecretary, Personnel and ARA Department. Shri Roger Colin Mara, Upper Division Assistant, Home Police Department. Srimati Joplin Harsati, Assistant Superintendent, Personnel and AR Department. Srimati Candida Karpomor, Upper Division Assistant, PWD Roads and Buildings Department. Srimati Linda Makri, Gram Sevika Grade 1, Office of the BDO, Umsning CNRD Block. Srimati Runika Paryat, Upper Division Assistant, Directorate of Small Savings. Shri Terrison M. Mara Havildar, District Training Center, Home Guards, Bakmara. Shri Marcos Basya Moit, UDA, Office of the General Manager, DCIC Shillong. Shri Easterling Harbani, Program Assistant, Grade 2, Directorate of Accounts and Treasury, Shillong. Shri Yaine Skemp Mujat, Senior Accounts Assistant, Joai District Treasury, West Jaintia Hills. Shri Ria Kaur Mauglai, Peon, Office of the DC, Eastern West Khasi Hills District. Shri Smardin Armara, Poultry Attendant, Regional Poultry Breeding Farm, Kodempulai. Shri Jolmish T. Sangma, Jamadar, Office of the Chief Secretary, Shillong. Hearty congratulations to all the recipients, and thank you, sir, for your patience. May I now draw your kind attention to the message on this joyous occasion by the Honorable Governor of Meghalaya, Shri Satyapal Malik ji, in absentia. Good morning, and my sincerest greeting to all the citizens of this beautiful state of Meghalaya on this momentous occasion today. As we all celebrate the 50th anniversary of statehood, my special greeting also goes out to the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, and all the eminent personalities present here, especially to the families of the Still Hill State movement leaders and volunteers. I beg your pardon. As the erstwhile Governor, B.K. Nehru, congratulated the people of Meghalaya in 1972, I too today congratulate and wish the people of Meghalaya a happy Meghalaya Day. Today we look back and reflect on the history of the state. We pause for a moment to salute the visionaries of the state who led the way. The Meghalaya that we know and love today started out as a dream in the minds of a few visionary leaders who sought for their people a land where the rule was for and by the people. Their vision of an independent state eventually turned into a shared aspiration of the indigenous people living in the Khasi, Jaintia, and Garo hills of erstwhile Assam. The struggle for an independent state was long and ardent. The clarion call, "No hill state, no rest," echoed across the hill as the demand for the hill state intensified. It was the efforts of the members of the Hill State Movement, Captain Williamson Sangma, Shri D.D. Pugh, Shri B.B. Lingdo, Professor G.G. Swell, Shri Sanford Marak, Shri E. Bare, Shri Nichols Roy, Shri Hover Nyauta, Shri Modi Marak, Srimati Plisibon Marbanyang, Srimati Rose Wajuri, Srimati Viola War, and all the other leaders and volunteers. The journey from United Khasi and Jaintia Hills District and the Garo Hills District of Assam to present-day Meghalaya would not have been realized if not for leaders and visionaries like them. On the 21st of January 1972, the vision turned struggle was finally realized. Meghalaya had become the new state in the Indian Union. In the past years, we have put our best foot forward and have progressed leaps and bounds on several fronts. In these 50 years, the state has witnessed a sea of changes and challenges. Since 1972, when the state was officially formed, the population has grown 4 times and the state GDP has grown more than 150 times. We have tasted success and achievements across different sectors in these 50 years. Many people have brought laurels to the state in the fields of sports, art, literature, public service, and other sectors. The government has set a vision to put Meghalaya on the national pedestal and stand amongst the top 10 states in the coming 10 years. There has been aggressive makeover of our roads, education, and health facilities, tourism, and sports infrastructure in the last 4 years. 539 rural habitations have been connected. 19 major roads are being added to the state transport infrastructure. On top of that, expansion of 80-kilometer stretch of NH40 Shillong-Dauki Road and 54-kilometer stretch of NH51 Tura-Dalu Road has been initiated by the government. We have provided functional tap water connection to nearly 2 lakh households. In the past 3 years, 28,500 SHGs have been formed. More than 8,000 assets have been created under the MNREGS. 326 educational institutions are being under construction and renovation. 13 SCs are being constructed. 3 DHCs, 35 PHCs, 11 CHCs, 88 SCs, and 1 dispensary are being renovated. We have increased our sports infrastructure capacity. The PA Sangma Integrated Sports Complex is being constructed along with the JN Stadium, Chanmari Football Stadium, Wayajar Stadium, and many more sports facilities are being created. Meghalaya can boast of having prestigious institutions like the IIM, NIT, NIFT, NIGRIMS, NEHU, and many others. This dedicated effort has been pivotal in bringing change in Meghalaya. We are already witnessing positive changes. The school dropout rate has decreased, annual benefit to household through the MNREGS has increased, maternal mortality rate has declined significantly in 2020. Our villages have gained national and international prominence in various sectors such as tourism, providing water facilities, improving farmers' income, rural livelihood development, and many others. The Kongthong village was selected by the Ministry of Tourism for entry to Best Tourism Village Award given by the World Tourism Organization. We hope to see more such transformative results in the near future. With the aggressive push for development, I dream of having a Meghalaya where prosperity, facilities, and nature would thrive together and be among the top 10 in various spheres of life. In conclusion, I would like to remind all that while the Hill State movement bore fruit, the leaders who had led the movement had many more aspirations for Meghalaya. As the late M.M. Jacob had rightly put it many years ago, I quote, "The Hill State leaders were driven by a larger vision, and mere statehood was not a goal by itself," unquote. We must reignite that spirit and vision of the founding leaders, and all citizens of Meghalaya must work towards that dream. Such a reignited spirit would put in meaning in celebrating Meghalaya Day. Thank you. This was a speech from our Honorable Governor, Satyapal Malik ji. In a befitting and singular honor to have in our midst on this memorable day the eminent presence of none less than the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, albeit in virtual mode. May I now have the special honor of inviting the gathering to the address by the Honorable Prime Minister of India.
सभी मेघालय वासियों को राज्य की स्थापना के गोल्डन जुबिली सेलिब्रेशन की बहुत बहुत बधाई। मेघालय के निर्माण और विकास में योगदान देने वाले प्रत्येक व्यक्ति का मैं आज अभिनंदन करता हूं। 50 साल पहले जिन्होंने मेघालय के स्टेटहुड के लिए आवाज उठाई, उनमें से कुछ महान विभूतियां इस समारोह में मौजूद हैं। उनको भी मेरा प्रणाम। साथियों, मुझे अनेक बार मेघालय आने का सौभाग्य मिला है। जब आपने मुझे पहली बार प्रधानमंत्री के तौर पर सेवा का अवसर दिया, तब मैं शिलोंग में नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न काउंसिल मीट में हिस्सा लेने आया था। 3-4 दशक के अंतराल के बाद एक प्रधानमंत्री का इस आयोजन में हिस्सा लेना, शिलोंग पहुंचना मेरे लिए अविस्मरणीय अनुभव था। मुझे खुशी है कि पिछले 50 साल में मेघालय के लोगों ने प्रकृति के पास होने की अपनी पहचान को मजबूत किया है। सुरीले झरनों को देखने के लिए, स्वच्छ और शांत वातावरण अनुभव करने के लिए, आपकी अनूठी परंपरा से जुड़ने के लिए देश दुनिया के लिए मेघालय आकर्षक स्थान बन रहा है। मेघालय ने प्रकृति और प्रगति का, कंजर्वेशन और इको सस्टेनेबिलिटी का संदेश दुनिया को दिया है। खासी, गारो और जैंतिया समुदाय के हमारे भाई बहन इसके लिए विशेष तौर पर सराहना के पात्र है। इन समुदायों ने प्रकृति के साथ जीवन को प्रोत्साहित किया और कला, संगीत को समृद्ध करने में भी प्रशंसनीय योगदान दिया है। व्हिस्लिंग विलेज यानी कोंगथोंग गांव की परंपरा जड़ों से जुड़ने की हमारी शाश्वत भावना को प्रोत्साहित करती हैं। मेघालय के गांव-गांव में कोइर्स की एक समृद्ध परंपरा है। ये धरती प्रतिभाशाली कलाकारों से भरी है। शिलोंग चेंवर कोई ने इस परंपरा को नई पहचान, नई ऊंचाई दी है। कला के साथ साथ खेल के मैदान पर भी मेघालय के युवाओं का टैलेंट देश का गौरव बढ़ाता रहा है। ऐसे में आज जब स्पोर्ट्स में भारत एक बड़ी ताकत बनने की ओर अग्रसर है, तब मेघालय के रिच स्पोर्ट्स कल्चर में उससे देश को बहुत उम्मीदें हैं। मेघालय की बहनों ने बांस और वैंत की उसकी बुनाई, इसकी कला को फिर से जीवित किया है। तो यहाँ के मेहनती किसानों ऑर्गेनिक स्टेट के रूप में मेघालय की पहचान मजबूत कर रहे हैं। गोल्डन स्पाइस लखाडोंग टर्मरिक, इसकी खेती तो दुनिया भर में मशहूर हो गई है। साथियों, बीते 7 सालों में केंद्र सरकार ने पूरी ईमानदारी से मेघालय की विकास यात्रा को तेज करने का प्रयास किया है। विशेष रूप से बेहतर रोड, रेल और एयर कनेक्टिविटी सुनिश्चित करने के लिए केंद्र सरकार पूरी तरह से कमिटेड है। यहाँ के ऑर्गेनिक प्रोडक्ट्स को देश और विदेश में नए मार्केट्स मिले, इसके लिए प्राथमिकता के आधार पर काम किया जा रहा है। युवा मुख्यमंत्री कोनराड संगमा जी के नेतृत्व में केंद्रीय योजनाएं तेजी से सामान्य जन तक पहुंचाने का प्रयास है। पीएम ग्रामीण सड़क योजना, राष्ट्रीय आजीविका मिशन जैसे कार्यक्रमों से मेघालय को बहुत लाभ हुआ है। जल जीवन मिशन की वजह से मेघालय में नल से जल प्राप्त करने वाले घरों की संख्या 33% हो गई है, जबकि वर्ष 2019 तक ऐसे परिवार, यानी आज से 2-3 साल पहले की बात कर रहा हूं, ऐसे परिवार सिर्फ 1% ही थे। आज देश जब जन सुविधाओं की डिलीवरी के लिए ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी का बड़े स्तर पर उपयोग करने की तरफ बढ़ रहा है, तब मेघालय ने देश के उन शुरुआती राज्यों में शामिल हुआ है जिसने ड्रोन से कोरोना वैक्सीन को डिलीवर किया। ये बदलते मेघालय की तस्वीर है। भाइयों और बहनों, मेघालय ने बहुत कुछ हासिल किया है, लेकिन अभी भी मेघालय को बहुत कुछ हासिल करना बाकी है। टूरिज्म और ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग के अलावा भी मेघालय में नए सेक्टर्स के विकास के लिए प्रयास जरूरी है। मैं आपके हर प्रयास के लिए आपके साथ हूं। इस दशक के लिए आपने जो लक्ष्य रखे हैं, उन्हें हासिल करने के लिए हम मिलकर काम करेंगे। आप सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। थैंक यू। खुबले शिवुन, मिथिला, जय हिंद।
सर, आपके इस प्रेरित और स्नेहपूर्ण संदेश से इस शुभ दिन का शोभा बढ़ाने के लिए मैं आपको मेघालय राज्य की ओर से हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ। यह हमारे राज्य की स्मृति में सदैव अंकित रहेगा। Thank you, sir. On behalf of the state of Meghalaya, I would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude for gracing this auspicious day with your message, and the blessing of your presence, sir, will forever be etched in the memory of our state. It is seldom that the aspiration of a young state is equaled by the youthful dynamism of its leader. It is a proud privilege to invite the chief guest of today's program, the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, to address the gathering live, albeit virtually.
A very good afternoon to everyone. Our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, our Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Leader of Opposition, all the MLAs who are present out there, the Chief Secretary to the Government of Meghalaya, our Chief Executive members of the District Councils, individuals and family members of those who had contributed to the statehood, all friends who have joined us from different parts of the state online, and all my dear friends who have come together to participate and be part of this Golden Jubilee celebration. I first of all would like to take this opportunity to wish each and every citizen of Meghalaya a very happy Meghalaya Day, especially on this Golden Jubilee celebration of our state. As we celebrate the Golden Jubilee of our beautiful state, we do look back at our history. We also work together for our future. Before I continue, I would like to apologize as I could not be present out there physically because this morning I started developing cold symptoms, and till my test results were out, I felt it appropriate not to be part of large gatherings in general interest of the people. And while this happens, it's another reminder to each one of us to always maintain protocols, get ourselves vaccinated, and ensure that we are always safe. Friends, on this very, very momentous and important occasion, we look back at the last 50 years. We remember the contributions that have been made by the great leaders who contributed to our statehood. We remember all the individuals who have contributed. We remember the different political parties that contributed. We remember the different organizations. We remember the different families, the traditional institutions, the community, the unsung heroes who spent many days in prison so that we could enjoy the fruits of having our own state of Meghalaya. I also would like to take this opportunity to wish the state of Manipur and the state of Tripura on their statehood day also. On this occasion, we must pay tribute and must remember the hard work that has been put in by the past leaders, the past governments, the past chief ministers, the past officials who have all contributed to where we are today. Every citizen of the state, every farmer of the state, every entrepreneur, every sports person, every leader, every musician has contributed to making what our state is today. I would like to thank Professor David Simlay and his team for putting together the wonderful coffee table book on Meghalaya at 50. It is a great compilation of the history of the state in one coffee table book, and has covered all the aspects of the state of Meghalaya. And while we remember the contribution of all our citizens to the state, I would also like to remember a dear friend, late Neil Lonkadri, who we recently lost, who had brought laurels to our state and had made huge contribution to the music industry and the music society of our state. While we celebrate our statehood, we should also remember late Indira Gandhi, who was the then Prime Minister, late Governor Shri Nehruji, late Captain Williamson Sangma, the first Chief Minister of our state, who had been there on the occasion of the inauguration of the statehood. While we do that, we should also celebrate the great diversity of our nation, and it reflects the greatness of our nation where so many diverse tribes, so many diverse cultures are there, and yet we are part of this great country called India. The last 50 years have been very, very challenging for us. At the same time, a lot of work has gone in to bring the state to where it is. Many governments, many individuals, many public leaders have contributed in terms of the development of our state. We have seen great contributions being made in the road and infrastructure, where we had 150 kilometers of national highway when we started off as a state, and today we are over 1,000 kilometers of national highway. We have seen great contribution and work in terms of giving functional household taps to different households, where we were at 4,500 households, and today we are almost crossing 2 lakh households. We have seen great strides in rural connectivity, in PMGSY. We have seen also great strides in our work in the MGNREGS work that's happening. Farmers have contributed immensely to our state. Youths have contributed immensely to our state. And while we look back, we see that many projects have been initiated, but they could not see the light of day for multiple reasons. Like the Crowborough Hotel, which has been there for almost 3 decades. But I'm happy to tell you that in this 50th year of our statehood, we will be completing the Crowborough Hotel. We have also initiated the work to our state assembly, and I'm happy to inform you that within a few months, we will be completing the state assembly building also. In a few days from now, I will also be inaugurating the new IT park, which will provide over 1,500 jobs to our youth in the state. This will be only a beginning, and I assure you that we will expand the IT park in the future also to ensure that we are able to cover more areas and provide more job opportunities to our youth. A very important step that was taken today was the laying of the foundation stone for the new administrative city. This has been a long pending requirement for Shillong city, for the sake of this decongestion of Shillong city, and also to see that we are able to have a planned administrative city in the future. This project has been initiated. Over 800 acres of land has already been procured, and within a few months, we will be starting some of the work in these areas, and I'm hopeful that in the next decade, we will be able to create the required infrastructure so that we can shift to the new administrative secretariat soon. Another very important point we must all remember in this day is the long pending border issue that has been there in front of our state with Assam. And I must thank all the past governments for all the hard work that they have done. The past chief ministers, the past ministers, the past government officials who have really worked hard to bring the issue to this level. And it is in this government in the last 6 months we have tried to take that discussion to its logical conclusion. In the last few months, different committees were formed to visit the different locations, visit each and every 36 village in the first 6 areas of differences. And after the visit has been made, the reports have been submitted to the respective state governments, and the state governments have further submitted the report to MHA. I am hopeful that in the next few weeks and months, we should be able to come to a concrete solution and a concrete decision on the first 6 areas of differences. And I strongly feel that this is something that has been pending for a long time. And I once again would like to thank all the past governments as well as our current government, our current officials and our ministers who have worked very hard so that we're able to find a solution to this long pending issue. In this coming year celebration of the 50 years of our statehood, we are also very excited because 300 projects will be inaugurated. That is an average 1 project per day. At the same time, we have many other issues that are there in front of us. And as a state government, I can assure you that we are keeping those challenges right in front of us and trying to address it. As we move forward, issues relating to the environment, climate change are going to be very big challenges for us. Challenges related to the youth in terms of employment will be a huge challenge for us. Doubling the farmers' income to ensure that our farmers get their fair share is going to be a big challenge for us. At the same time, we need to also ensure that our entrepreneurs and our youth get the kind of support that they deserve. So hence, the next decade as well as the next 50 years is going to be full of these challenges. And let me assure you that the foundations to meet those challenges have been laid in the past 50 years. We need to also realize that our strength is in our culture. Our strength is in our community. Our strength is in our youth. Our strength lies in our natural resources. And therefore, as a government, we must ensure that we rely on our strengths, work on our strengths, meet the challenges that we have, and take our state forward in the next decade. As a government, I have already announced and laid a vision that in the next 10 years, Meghalaya should be in the top 10 states. Therefore, in order to meet that particular vision, in order to be able to fulfill that goal, we must all work together. Whether political parties, whether different individuals, different organizations, no matter what differences there are, no matter what challenges we face, it is only by working together in the interest of our people and in the interest of the state will we be able to achieve this goal and take our state and its people to new heights. So my friends, with these few words, once again, I wish you all a very happy Meghalaya Day on this Golden Jubilee celebration, and once again, apologize that I could not be physically present, but due to the technology that we have, I'm at least able to address all of you and give my message of this Golden Jubilee to each and every one of you. So once again, I thank all of you for attending this program. I once again look back and remember and pay homage to all the leaders who have contributed to our state and dedicate this next decade and the next 50 years to the youth of our state. Kubla Shibun, Matela, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for the exemplary show of leadership in considering the safety of the others present in the gathering. We hope the march towards this new era of the state will see the visions and aspirations of its leaders bear fruit. We join hands to aspire for a brighter future for our state of Meghalaya, and we wish you the best of health, sir.
The Government of Meghalaya, through the Directorate of Information and Public Relations, along with the Northeast India AV Archive, St. Anthony's College, they have created the Memory Crate Time Capsule. A time capsule is a historic cache of goods or informations to hold records that capture key moments in history which promise to benefit our future generations. The memory crate that you see on stage today contains photographs, illustrations, souvenirs, magazines, books, maps, and letters from citizens. It will be locked today, the 21st of January 2022, and opened 50 years from now. That is on the 21st of January 2072. When reopened, the contents in the memory crate will serve as a yardstick for the aspirations and development of the state. I now have the opportunity to humbly request the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Shri Prestwan Tinsong to kindly place the prepared speech from the Chief Minister inside the memory crate. You can put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as we are creating history at this point of time. I'd just like to make a mention that the memory crate is being locked using a traditional lock made in the Milim village, as we call it in Khasi, Katala Milim. Thank you so much, sir. And now we shall have the performance by the Shillong Chamber Choir. They've carried their name of Shillong and our state all over the world. They've performed for kings and queens and presidents and prime ministers and for the biggest names we know. Here to bring together the tribal with the national in a specially choreographed set. Meghalaya's very own Shillong Chamber Choir.
Ashnam now your hill boy, Chawa Sapkas ni unai, Wanau your one ni uya chembi. Leia pilak waro, Ashnam now your hill boy. Kasi ulay, walau yo wan iu ya chembi. Leia pilak waro, ashnam hidaw yo ikoy.
This next song is a tribute from a son of the land, our founder, late Mr. Neil Lonconry. He wrote this song for his beloved country, our country. He wrote it from the bottom of his heart, and we've sung it in every corner of this country and all across the globe. A line from this song is a dream that he wishes us to fulfill. It says, in a world with so much suffering, let us heal the wounded gap. As we Meghalayans unite to celebrate the 50th year of our statehood, and so let us as Indians unite to celebrate the country that God has given us. Vande Mataram. I'm so proud to be an Indian. मुझे गर्व है हिंदुस्तान पर, मुझे गर्व है तिरंगे पर, मुझे गर्व है हिंदुस्तान पर, मुझे गर्व है तिरंगे पर। जग में है जो टूटे रिश्ते, आओ हम जुड़े इससे। मुझे गर्व है हिंदुस्तान पर। वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम। I'm so proud to be an Indian. To hold my flag up high.
Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so very much. The Shillong Chamber Choir. Thank you for that wonderful rendition and medley of patriotism. While the state still grieves the loss of the founder of the Shillong Chamber Choir, it gives us good hope that the choir forges ahead in tribute to the vision of its founder and still enchant and thrill the world with their wonderful performances. We wish you all the very best in all your future endeavors.
As we draw nearer to the close of this long-awaited day, we hope that the celebration heralds the beginning of many more chapters of achievements, success, prosperity, and a steady march towards a brighter future. May we all continue to be proud citizens of this beautiful state of Meghalaya. May I now have the honor of inviting the respected Chief Secretary, Government of Meghalaya, Srimati Rebecca Vanessa Suchiang, to kindly propose the vote of thanks, ma'am.
Today is a day of remembrance, remembering and thanking the efforts of our visionary leaders who recognize the importance of our values and traditions to protect our heritage and to guarantee the people a state of our own through peaceful and non-violent means. Today is a day of promise and possibilities. Therefore, I take this opportunity to appeal to each and every one of us to use this occasion not only to celebrate, but also to reflect and commit to the roles that we as citizens can play to make Meghalaya a great state. It is indeed my great pleasure to put on record our gratitude to the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, for sharing his valuable message on this significant day. He lauded the genius and the talent of the people of Gongthong, which is known as the Whistling Village. He spoke about the golden spice, the Lakarong turmeric. He especially commended the state government for implementation of the Jal Jeevan mission, where he had mentioned that in a short span of time, we had been able to provide about 34% of functional taps to the households in Meghalaya. Thank you, sir. We are indeed very grateful for the encouragement which you have given us. I would also like to thank the Honorable Governor for reminding us about the efforts of the leaders of the state movement and for encouraging us to reignite the spirit of their dreams. I'm also immensely grateful to the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad Sangma, for always leading from the front and for his vision, his perseverance, and his commitment to the development of the state. We also thank him for the guidance and the advice he's given us in the preparation of the year-long Golden Jubilee celebration. I would also like to thank the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Shri Pitan Song, for his opening speech and for remembering our stalwarts of the Hill State movement, and the clarion call that they had given. We want Hill State. Our thanks goes to the Honorable Speaker of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, Shri Medba Lingdo, for his presence here with us. I would also like to thank all our cabinet ministers who are here, the Leader of the Opposition, Dr. Mukul Sangma, Member of Parliament, Dr. W. Kharlukhi, Honorable Judges of the High Court, Justice Shri H. Thankhev, Justice W. Dingdo, all our MLAs who are here, the CEM of the Autonomous District Councils, the embassies, the officers, representatives of the armed forces who are here with us, traditional heads, NGOs, dignitaries, invitees, all of us who are here. Your participation in celebrating this 50th anniversary of the statehood will make it a memorable one, and we are thankful for your kind presence and support. A special mention also goes to the members of the Shillong Chamber Choir for their incredible performance today. I also extend my congratulations to the awardees, the recipients of the Meghalaya Day Award, the Meghalaya Excellence Award, and the Meghalaya Excellence Award. I offer my sincerest gratitude to all our friends from the media for the constant support. Thank you for your valued coverage of this event. To the many people who have worked behind the scenes, ensuring the smooth functioning of the program of this magnitude, I place on record my gratitude and thanks to all. Once again, I wish everyone a very happy Meghalaya Day. Thank you. Jubilee Mithela.
Thank you, Madam, for the official conclusion.
To help us conclude, I would like to invite the Petals of Harmony Choir. They were formed in the year 2015 by the Department of Music, St. Anthony's College, Shillong. The members of the choir are the students of the department, and they have performed in many platforms since then.
As we have reached the conclusion of the official program, may we all once again rise for the national anthem.
Chiksha sepni hapadeng patki khasi saki jantya shatai shapang bibi parodia im hangni kum shipara nadu bagi wan shong kilong jua Meghalaya, sweetest homeland of the clouds. Living in your arms, we feel so proud. Achikasi Jantia, together you embrace. Lead us higher for every coming race. Inam yong pa banana do ulum shillong Kimadan plangwa jem hanong kendong Ki umwa bang ha kiwa kun Ki krem pu bon ki chai apa wa kun Nong shong shnong kara Jatang mencika kurangku hai gemacana Buan sakit mungkin kuan mendida kuan bengawan fakna Utru wajib bermakna damsan atau kuselatna Tawang Cina Allah songsan laba onina pauna Halaki rompam halaki song